Giving honor to God our Father, Christ our Redeemer, humankind our family, I will lift mine eyes into the hills from whence comes my help. My help comes from the Lord, which made heaven and earth. Hello, and welcome again to Tyree Talk and my 2-minute series on social justice, front and center of the gospel. As previously mentioned, there are 9 emerging and pressing social justice issues. I previously covered the first 4: voting, climate justice, healthcare, refugees crisis. The 5th emerging and pressing social justice issue is racial injustice. Racism has a long history in the United States, and its impact can be found in every facet of education, business, media, and day-to-day life. After the killing of George Floyd in Minnesota and several other high-profile police shootings, Black Lives Matter protests took place across the country, and those protests continue as activists demand substantial change. When George Floyd was killed by the police in Minneapolis last May, the case drew comparisons to the death of Eric Garner 6 years earlier in New York. The 2 men uttered the same dying words to the police officers forcefully restraining them. I can't breathe. I can't breathe. For a country whose legal system rarely holds police officers to account for killing on the job, especially when the victims are Black people, the case was a milestone and its outcome a sign, perhaps, that the death of Mr. Floyd has moved the country towards more accountability for police abuses and more equality under the law. An alleged counterfeit $20 bill should not have cost George Floyd his life at the hands of the government. The path to justice should not have required the bravery of one teenage girl with a cell phone. Capturing the final minutes of Floyd's life under the knee of a Minneapolis police officer. However profound social change can materialize in the most unexpected circumstances and involve the most unlikely people. The world saw the video of Floyd's suffering and the calculated indifference of Derek Chauvin, a veteran Minneapolis police officer, and millions rose impasse, change by what they witnessed, and laser focus on their demand for justice. Tuesday afternoon, 2 weeks ago, that justice was delivered. Chauvin was found guilty on all charges: 2nd degree unintentional murder, 3rd degree murder, and 2nd degree manslaughter. The speed with which the jury delivered a unanimous verdict showed that there was never really any doubt about the state's case against the rogue police officer. There was never any doubt. Some may question the highly emotional expressions of joy and celebration now occurring across the nation in the wake of Chauvin's guilty verdict. Well, the answer can be easily understood. Many African Americans who have had reason to believe that the nation's system of law enforcement would never be held accountable for a history of reckless assault on Black Americans. Now we find a measure of solace and hope in Chauvin's verdict. To them, to us, the verdict says George Floyd's life mattered. The Bible verse Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. quoted most often was Amos 5:24. But let justice roll down as waters and righteousness as a mighty stream. And the NIV version writes it this way: but let justice roll on like a river, righteousness like a never-failing stream. The prophet Amos was saying, as most of the Hebrew prophets were saying in that day, that what God wants is justice and right living. Until next time, have a great day.